Fire to all! Today we will talk about vampires and donors. We know that there are people who steal energy and people who give it.
Люди, которые отбирают энергию, и есть люди, которые отдают.
We don't have to travel far. We already know that if you take something from somebody, if you take everything for yourself, then you live in negative coordinate system. And if you give something, then you are in positive coordinate system.
Человек живет в положительной системе координат.
And there is a very thin line which you need to understand. In negative coordinate system, any energy, emotions, they are like gold.
В отрицательной системе координат любая энергия, эмоции, они равносильны золоту.
They are very few. They are valuable. This is why the system works in the manner of an eye for an eye principle, the exchange principle, because there is a limited amount of energy there. It is very little.
Ограничена. То есть ее мало, я бы так сказала.
And in positive coordinate system, there is so much energy that you cannot even imagine and understand.
Много, что человек не может даже вместить в себя понятия.
How much energy there is in positive coordinate system. There is an infinite amount of this light there.
Просто безграничность этого света, да?
In negative coordinate system, energy is very little, a very restricted amount of it, and as a result, there are such laws there. So now we will talk about the way people behave in negative and positive coordinate systems.
В отрицательной и в положительной системе координат.
We will look at it through a prism of vampires, energy vampires, and energy donors, who they are and why there are such concepts, why some steal and others give. Perhaps it is easier to start this conversation with some examples and images, as I always like doing. It is clearer this way.
Очень нравится все рассказывать, какими-то примерами и образами, потому что, мне кажется, тогда становится все очень понятно.
Let's look at each person, no matter if he or she is a vampire or a donor, as a vessel. For example, a glass. Just a glass.
Стакан. Просто стакан, и все.
So, we are people who live on Earth with glasses where there is different liquid. The liquid can be very different.
То есть жидкость может быть очень разной, да?
Somebody's vessel contains clean water, somebody's vessel has tomato juice, or apple juice, or tea, or coffee, maybe yogurt or milk. It doesn't matter, but the liquids are all different. Somebody has clean water in their vessel,
Чистая вода.
but the thing is that all these glasses are filled differently. There is less or more liquid there.
Больше, у кого-то меньше, и то есть они все разные. Мало того,
What is more, not just the liquids are different, but the glasses themselves are different as well, to say nothing of their shape, which can vary a lot too. There can be big jugs or small shot glasses or something else. The diversity is just amazing. So, depending on the amount of liquid, there can be a certain amount of glasses, and all of them are so different. Plus, these glasses can be filled with different liquids. What are these liquids?
жидкостями.
These liquids are energy.
Жидкости. Жидкости – это у нас с вами энергия.
Energy is a concentration of the amount of positive and negative charges in this liquid.
Положить
This is how a person is filled with these torsion fields.
жидкости, да, это вот как раз-таки есть вот каким образом человек наполнен вот этими торсионными полями.
We know that our planet vibrates in a certain scope, from one point to the other, like an electrical connector, a connector of vibrational scope in which the planet vibrates. And in this connector, like we said before, there are more negative charges than positive ones.
чем положительное.
I mean, there are both negative and positive charges, but negative ones prevail. This is why our planet turns counterclockwise. Therefore, if we imagine that we all are like these vessels that are filled with different liquids, we will see the following.
То мы увидим следующее.
The cleanest and the most positive liquid is simple clear water. Just clean spring water.
Это просто чистая вода. Просто родниковая чистая вода.
This is our plus charge with which we will work now. And you need to keep in mind
И
that everyone at the moment of birth
если
has very different karmas.
каждый при своем рождении, мы уже с вами разбирали, да, что у всех очень разные кармические составляющие, кстати.
By the way, in the next video I am going to tell you about karma law. I recommend you to watch it as well. So, we have briefly discussed that according to karma, everybody has different torsion fields, either negative or positive.
Торсионные поля, да, то есть есть отрицательные, есть положительные.
And according to the way the matrix of the soul was gathered, what cells it has and what they are filled with, it determines the vessel with which a person is born. And these vessels can be filled with various liquids. They can be of various shapes and there can be different amount of liquid in them.
Будет налита жидкость.
It is the vital energy according to which you should live your life.
Человек должен,
According to its amount,
в зависимости от того, много-мало,
a certain period of time that you should live will go a certain way.
будет выглядеть
It is important to understand it.
времени, которое человек должен прожить. Это тоже нужно понимать.
So, what can we see here?
И
We can see that in case...
сами видим,
But first, who are vampires? Vampires are just people with empty glasses.
вообще
They just do not have access to the source.
просто люди с пустыми стаканами. У них просто нету доступа к источнику. Что
What is the source to a glass? The glass just knows where to go to be filled with this spring water and to be constantly washed by it.
Просто нескончаемым потоком его омывало.
This is the source.
Это и есть.
This is the fire energy which we are going to discuss all the time. This is the source to which every glass can just come and be filled from it.
Просто подойти и в него наполниться.
Within these 4 years, everyone can do it twice a day with no restrictions. You can approach the source with your glass twice a day, and it doesn't matter what kind of liquid there is in your glass.
Жидкость.
You can just come to the source and pour fresh spring water into your glass.
Туда именно чистейшей родниковой воды.
In case a person lives with an empty glass, it can be considered a struggle for survival.
Живет с пустым стаканом.
This means a person lives in negative coordinate system.
Борьба за выживание. Это и есть, что человек живет в отрицательной системе координат.
It is very simple. There is no energy in negative coordinate system.
Просто
There is nowhere one can take it
нет
from.
куда взять.
It can be taken only from your emotions, for
С
instance.
помощью ваших эмоций и то.
But it isn't the fresh spring water.
Чистая
No, it is, I don't know,
нет. Это будет
some liquid with a very unpleasant smell that is impossible to drink.
какая-то жидкость с очень неприятным запахом, которую пить будет невозможно. Но
But still, it is a liquid too.
это жидкость.
And in the negative coordinate system, it is very valuable too,
Тоже
because there is nothing else there.
золото, потому что другого в принципе здесь нет.
And so you should know that when a person has an empty glass,
Что?
he or she will do whatever is possible, anything, to steal this energy from a person with a full glass.
Для того, чтобы отобрать эту энергию любым способом у человека, который с полным стаканом.
This is the
В
difference.
этом.
You need to understand that a person who has the access to the source,
имеет доступ
it doesn't matter how he or she has found it, maybe with the help of fire, maybe other practices throughout life.
пользовал там на протяжении там всей своей жизни, да,
It doesn't matter. The main thing is that this person knows how to fill this glass with liquid, with any liquid.
ну, жидкостью, можно сказать, любой. Ну,
In the universe, there is the only one source of energy and of fresh spring water.
и
It is fire.
воды – это огонь.
The fire energy that we receive,
Принимаем. Это
it is the fresh spring water.
все остальные
All other sources are either tomato juice or apple juice. It tastes good as well, and it drinks nicely, but I think it is not as effective. That's the thing. The aim of each of us is to approach this source of fresh water, to have the constant possibility to place your empty glasses under the source,
к нему доступ,
so that there, inside your glasses, inside your
чтобы,
vessels,
собственно говоря, в эти чаши, в эти сосуды именно
there would go a strong rapid flow of fire energy, just like a waterfall,
невероятной
and
скоростью,
cleanse you.
как вода с водопада, именно заходила энергия огня и очищала вас.
We have already learned that the most important thing is for our glasses to be full.
Что,
Now let's consider the following thing.
чтобы ваш стакан был полный. Так вот, теперь давайте разберем такое понятие.
We know that vampires are those with empty glasses. They will do everything to steal your liquid from you.
Отобрать вашу жидкость.
How can you see it?
Выражается обычно.
Usually it looks like picking a fight, aggression, scolding comments, things like this.
То есть
There are many ways to steal energy from a person.
туда же. То есть много вариантов, когда с человека можно снимать эту энергию. То есть
The main thing for the vampire is to put you out of temper.
вампир
And when you are out of temper, the vampire is sucking your energy out and feels good, because this vampire fills his or her glass.
стакан. Да?
Yes, they fill their glass not with fresh liquid, but still they fill it. It isn't empty anymore. Vampires don't know other ways, but only to take from somebody, to steal. Therefore, you should have the access to tomato juice, for instance, or to apple juice, or to fresh spring water.
Томатному соку.
It is important to have an access to a source.
В воде родниковой это не имеет значения. Главное, что человек имеет какой-то доступ к какому-то источнику.
And when you approach this source with your glass,
Человек
then a liquid, any liquid,
источник,
flows spilling over the brim.
либо жидкость, любая, которая наполняет этот сосуд, она, наполняя его, она переливается через края.
And when you have constant connection to this waterfall
В
or water source,
связи.
or just a small water tap,
Именно,
but you are connected to it
водопадом
24/7,
воды, либо просто краник, да, краник некий, да, к которому человек имеет доступ 24/7. Просто 24/7. То есть
for 24 hours a day,
7 дней
7 days a week,
имеет
you
доступ
have the access to the source, and it doesn't matter what kind of liquid there is. What is important is that you have the access to it. And when you are overfilled with energy, only then you are able to give.
давать
Then you are able to be in positive coordinate system.
положительные,
And you will give it to everybody around you,
отдавать,
and won't wait until people suck your energy out.
пока окружающие будут его обнулять.
You will, just entering somewhere, emit this energy.
Будет источать
People won't want to hurt you or to drive you out of your serene vibrational state.
задевать и выводить из ровного такого вибрационного фона спокойствия, да?
Because serenity
Тоже
is a sign of positive coordinate system too,
координат,
just like tolerance.
как и терпимость.
And I want you to understand that the main thing for everybody, for each one of us, is to have the access to this step.
Для
We need to learn how to find this access to this step
доступ
that will let us all fill our glasses.
к этому кранику. То есть нужно научиться иметь доступ к этому кранику, который позволит любому человеку наполнять свои стаканы,
And to fill them with the fresh spring water that the universe offers now for us all.
именно той родниковой водой, которую сейчас предлагает мироздание для нас всех.
The universe, the whole universe offers to us, right here, right now,
Сейчас
within these 4 years, to be these glasses that will be filled with fire energy
на бешеной скорости
at a furious pace.
энергия огня.
But whether the pace will be furious depends on the level of your training. We will talk about it later, after karma topic. We are going to discuss the most important thing,
Именно уже
what receiving of fire energy is and how to do it properly.
принятие энергии огня. Как это делать правильно?
We are going to talk about it in detail.
Вот мы как раз-таки тоже
What these glasses mean and how to use them so that there was serene atmosphere around you.
да, чтобы вокруг вас была достаточно благостная атмосфера.
So basically, this is how it goes.
Дня всем!
Fire to all.